could get Spark the Electric Jester in 5 minutes or less. It all really comes down to the game being just really fun. It's a very fun game. Not a really remarkable story, not crazy remarkable graphics. They still look good. They're not unpolished or anything. Everything has a texture. Everything looks, again, pretty good. But it's not, it's not like Bayonetta or Metal Gear where it's gonna look still good 10 years from now. It's the graphics are a bit, they're okay. But besides that, the soundtrack and the gameplay are they're pretty great. I have no real, I didn't really have any. I guess I couldn't really find any flaws with the game the first time I went through it. But the second time I realized, I guess, the fall damage mechanic is a bit annoying. But besides that, really what sold Spark the Electric Jester for me is the environments, the different levels they put you in. The levels are so expansive. They're very well designed to the point where you can explore. You can take 20 minutes, 30 minutes exploring the level, or you could just run through it in 2 or 3 minutes and just be done with it like that. So yeah, there's and besides that, there's some nice combat in the game. It's actually extremely well polished. I think it's up there. It's kind of on par with, I wouldn't say it's on par, but it's about just as good as like a game like Bayonetta or Devil May Cry. Like the character is responsive. You can actually fight and parry, and you won't have many problems with that. There's a lot of accessibility options. Besides just being able to play the game in normal mode, you can play it in a hard mode. I'm pretty sure there's a very hard mode and like a challenge mode, and then there's an easy mode, and then like a basically you don't play the game easy, which I obviously that's one I never even touched. But yeah, I could imagine if you need any help with the game, if you're feeling that it's too challenging, again, difficulty can be scaled down pretty easily. The one thing, again, another thing about Spark is it's just overall very polished. Everything about it looks good, feels good. It overall just sets you up for a really fun and easygoing experience. You're not going to have much stress in that game, besides maybe the last level and like the very last bonus level, which is absolute garbage for some reason. But yeah, everybody makes mistakes. Again, I don't think I'm not going to sit here and say Spark is a perfect game. I'm just going to sit here and say it's definitely, if you like platformers, 3D platformers especially, if you like Sonic games even more, even more so, I'm going to have to recommend this to you because it's just everything I've ever wanted from a Sonic game ever since I was like 5 or 10 years old. It's like it was like getting over some like trauma or something, I don't know, but there's yeah, I mean, that's really, there's not much more for me to say. There's a lot, again, there's just, I feel like the best part about that game, definitely what really makes me want to sell it to you guys is the fact that, again, it gives you the different accessibility for the different play styles. You can, like, the levels are just so well designed that you can take so many different routes in them. They'll never really feel old to you. There was never really a dull moment in Spark the Electric Jester. There are some dumb little mini games you have to do, like at some points in the game you control this little car and the car doesn't really do anything but like go straight and like boost, so that's a little it's a little boring at those parts, but it still manages to keep it interesting enough to the point where, again, those segments, there's only like 4 of them in the game, they're only like 10 minutes long, so you might as well just kind of go through them. But yeah, I mean, I think Spark is one of the best games in this genre that I've played in a long time, and it gives me a lot of hope for the future because there's just so much potential to it, and I really tapped into pretty much all of it. There are a lot of different items you can get to enhance your gameplay, make the experience easier / more fun. There are even different characters you can pick from once you beat them. Once you start beating levels in the game. And the bosses are alright. I should probably mention that the bosses they can be challenging, but for the most part they're super easy. I recently beat the game on the hardest difficulty, and it was only I wouldn't say it was too challenging, but I'm going a little bit over 5 minutes, but for the most part I got most of that in 5 minutes or less. So I don't want to see y'all in the comments saying, oh, but the video's more than 5 minutes long. Of course it is, motherfucker. How else am I going to say what I have to say? It's 5 minutes or less, but you know me. I have to talk a little extra, obviously. Anyways, I tried to keep it brief. I tried to keep it short. I feel like I always talk way too long in my videos. I'm boring myself listening. Like, the last time I recorded this video, I was sitting here like, damn, nigga, shut the fuck up. You're so fucking boring, dude. So hopefully this comes out a little bit better. It's the first YouTube video I'm making like this. It's more experimental if anything, so don't sit here and judge me too hard on it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you some other time.